Hey everyone, welcome to another ranking, and here's my ranking of Matthew Vaughn's movies. Yes, Matthew Vaughn is a very talented director, and I really like his movies. Even though he's only directed 5 movies, I thought I'd rank all of them from my least favorite to my favorite. So yeah, let's get started. Here's my ranking of Matthew Vaughn's movies. Alright, coming at number 5 is Kickass. Yes, Kickass was a superhero movie that came out in 2010, and I really like this movie. Even though I think this is my least favorite Matthew Vaughn movie, I still love this movie. I think it's a great R-rated comic book movie. Originally, when I saw this movie, I didn't know it was a comic book movie, but then I got into the comic books after I saw the movie. It's a great movie. The sequel is actually pretty good. It's not amazing, not as good as its predecessor, but it's still fine. Kick-Ass 1 is a great movie. It's got great comedy, great action, great grittiness to it. It's very realistic, and I enjoy these characters. Aaron Johnson's great. Nick Cage as Big Daddy. Cage's Big Daddy is hilarious. More like ass kick. And yeah, Big Daddy and Hit Girl steal this whole movie. Chloe Grace Moretz is phenomenal in this movie. She's great. Show's over, motherfuckers. Mark Strong is also in it. He's great. Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Red Mist. He's great. A lot of great characters in this movie. The realism of it makes it all the more funny and all the more dramatic, all the more action-packed. The violence in this movie is very disturbing, but freaking awesome. Every scene, like I said, with Hit Girl and Big Daddy is freaking awesome. But every scene with Kick-Ass and Red Mist is just freaking hilarious. It's a great action comedy, and it's a great comic book movie, and it's my 5th favorite Matthew Vaughn movie. Coming number 4 is Layer Cake. Yes, this is a great British crime mob movie. Yeah, this movie introduced me to Daniel Craig and Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy has a small role in this movie, and this is a great movie. It's a great dramatic crime movie. It's a great dark comedy at times, and very fascinating story with some really good grit to it and real intensity, and it's very stylistic, like every Matthew Vaughn movie. Very well executed, very well directed, very well written. Daniel Craig steals every scene in this movie as, what's his name, 4X in the movie? Yeah, 4 X's, yeah. He's great in this movie. I love Daniel Craig. I love the action. I love the intensity. I love the dramatic scenes, the comedy scenes. All these characters, all these mobsters, all these crime lords. It's really good. It's very good, very well paced, very well directed. Layer Cake, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's a very underrated Matthew Vaughn movie, and it's my number 4 favorite of his filmography. Matthew Vaughn's filmography. Coming number 3 is Kingsman: The Secret Service. Yes, this came out last year. I freaking loved it. I still, to this day, after seeing it 6 times, still love this movie. This movie is so freaking good. Another movie I didn't know was based off a comic book. It is, and it's so awesome. The style of this movie, how stylistic it is, how action-packed and hilarious it is. This movie is freaking awesome. This is like a James Bond movie. This is James Bond meets Austin Powers. It's freaking awesome. This movie's just amazing. It's so good. Colin Farrell steals every scene. He's amazing in this movie as Harry. Yeah, Harry. He's great. Taron Egerton's awesome in this movie too. Michael Caine's in it. He's great. Mark Hamill is in it. He's great. Samuel Jackson is this really weird villain with a lisp. Hey, hello, how's it going, guys? Would you like a Big Mac with cheese? Is he dead? That's fucked up. You got a villain with knives for feet, and only in a weird, wacky spy movie like this that it's acceptable. It's just so much fun. There's a lot of weird and crazy shit in this movie, and you just don't care because you're like, what the hell is this movie going to throw at me? Because I just love it. I love every minute of this movie. The comedy's great. The style of it is awesome. The characters are awesome. It's funny. It's action-packed. It's thrilling. It's awesome. I love this movie. I love the spy element. I love the action element. I love the comedy. Even when it gets dramatic, it's really good and it just works. There's even some scenes that are actually pretty scary. They work. Everything about this movie just works. It's a bit silly. Some people might not be able to get into the silliness. That's fine. It's really fine because it gets even more sillier in the 3rd act, and I just loved it all the more. And that scene, that church scene with Colin Firth when he kills all the people in the church, awesome scene, just awesome. And Kingsman: The Secret Service is just a great movie. I love this movie. Coming number 2 is Stardust. Yes, this is an insultingly underrated movie. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, turn this review off and go watch it right now. You don't even need to hear what I gotta say. Don't even matter what I say. Go watch it right now. This movie needs to be watched by every person on the planet. This movie is so freaking good. And the fact that every time I talk about this movie, no one knows what I'm talking about, it just makes me sad. Just like, how can you not seen this movie? This movie is so good, so good. Yes, this movie stars actually Charlie Cox. Yes, Charlie Cox, who plays Matt Murdock in Daredevil. Yeah, he's in this movie with Robert De Niro, who's a gay pirate. Awesome. Michelle Pfeiffer as a witch. Claire Danes as an actual star. Henry Cavill, Superman himself, as this really douchebag character. And the cast in this movie is just great. I love all the brothers, played by Mark Strong, Rupert Everett, and a bunch of other actors. They're all great in this movie. Everything about this movie is great. This movie is just fun. If you love great fantasy movies, movies about fairy tales and stuff, just really magical movies, you will love this movie. Like, it's great, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's whimsical, it's just beautiful too. It's beautifully shot, beautifully edited, wonderfully acted, wonderfully directed, and you just love these characters, whether it's the villain played by Michelle Pfeiffer, or the lead character played by Charlie Cox. De Niro is my favorite as the gay pirate. He's just freaking awesome in this movie. Everything about this movie is awesome. If you haven't seen this movie, please check it out now. It's so good. It's just so good. It's the definition of a fun movie. And my number one favorite Matthew Vaughn movie is X-Men First Class. Yes, if anyone wanted to know what my favorite X-Men movie is, it's First Class. First Class is my favorite X-Men movie. I love X-Men 1, X-Men 2, The Wolverine, Days of Future Past. Apocalypse looks amazing, but First Class is my favorite. This movie saved the franchise. Like, we had X-Men 3 and Origins Wolverine, and we thought X-Men was done. And this movie shocked people. When the trailer came out for this movie, nobody was excited to see this movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, another origin story? This is going to be another shitty movie like Origins Wolverine. No one was excited. I wasn't even excited. I suffered through 2 X-Men movies. I'm like, well, X-Men, I guess it's just a 2-hit wonder. Like, it's not going to get any better. I loved this movie. I saw this movie opening day as well, and I loved this movie. This movie was great. Made my top 10 favorite movies of 2011. It was so good. This is the best movie of the X-Men franchise. This movie felt like an X-Men movie. It was so good. It introduced us to James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, who plays Eric and Charles Xavier. They're great. And they had to compete against Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, who also gave great performances in the previous X-Men movies. But these two do an amazing job. Every scene with Fassbender, him in the concentration camp, and hunting down all these people, these Nazis and stuff, it's great. Him searching for Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon in this movie is so good in this movie. And James McAvoy and Fassbender probably give the best performances in the movie. They're so good. I love them assembling this team, like Banshee and Havoc, Mystique, and all of them. Darwin, Angel. They're great. They actually did Emma Frost properly. They did a lot of characters properly. Even Shaw. Shaw was so cool in this movie. The cameo of Wolverine is one of my favorite cameos in a superhero movie. It's so good, so funny. I love the action. I love the characters. And this movie just feels like X-Men on the screen. Yes, the first X-Men was cool, but in this movie they actually brought in the yellow uniforms. That, you know how awesome that was when I saw this movie in theaters and I saw them wear the yellow uniforms? That just brought me way back to the original animated series. This movie just transformed me back when I watched X-Men the animated series. Like, this movie made me feel like a kid again. Made me feel like I was actually watching X-Men. This movie is the most X-Men movie out of all the X-Men movies, and that's why it's my favorite X-Men movie and my favorite Matthew Vaughn movie. So yeah, that was my ranking of all of Matthew Vaughn's movies from my least favorite to my favorite. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you rate this list? If not, give me all your rankings of Matthew Vaughn's movies from your least favorite to your favorite. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.